Okay, we are going to add some stuff into the body of the HTML file now. And you'll notice that I actually added a little emoji into my title. I went to a website called Getmoji and I copy and pasted it in there. It's kind of fun to do that. It's fun for the students to do that as well. So I'm going to start the body paragraph, and again it closes it automatically for me. I'm just going to push that down so that it recognizes that anything that's in between these lines right here will be in the body. Actually, I'll bring my closing HTML tag up as well. Okay. So the first thing I want to show you, so if you type any of the content here, it will show up on the preview right here. But when I update my published version, it may be nice to me and it may show that text right there, but actually it's not, it may fail on some devices to show this text on this web page because it's not within an opening and a closing bracket. So in general, I will say everything on an HTML page or in HTML file needs to be within an opening and a closing bracket. Okay, so this right here, well, this is within the body opening and closing bracket, but that's not a formatting bracket. Okay, so the first type of formatting tag I'm going to show you are the header tags. They go from H1 to I think maybe H8 or H9, I forget. But if you start with H1 and you say, this is my first tag right here, this is my first heading, you can see that right here it makes it bold, it makes it a certain size. So the H1 has some default stylizing with it. If I go to H2, if I write H2, and I say this is my second heading, right here, you'll see that that it's formatted a little differently. It's smaller. As you increase the number of the heading, the size of the font is going to decrease. Okay, so you can continue to do that. That will allow you to make things. You're going to further stylize them with the cascading style sheet, but that allows you to just identify things to be like within a certain, you want them to be formatted in a certain way. Later on, I can go to my style sheet and say, hey, I want everything that's identified within an H1 opening and closing bracket to be stylized with, you know, the blue color and a certain font type. So this is just a way to contain all of these things inside of a like a box that's labeled H1. Okay. The next thing I want to show you is the paragraph tag. It's a very simple tag. It's just P, right? And if you have some text that you want to put in here, like maybe you want to put your bio here, you know, maybe you want to put your name here and some information about you, like, you know, Dr. Quint, 9th grade technology teacher, and then I want to put some more of my bio in here. This will format in a certain way. Okay, so I am a technology teacher, and so on. Okay, so again, within the opening and closing bracket of paragraph, you know, and it comes with a default style here, a font size, and it looks like it's not bolded anymore. Okay. Now the next thing that I want to show you how to do in this video is to use lists. So oftentimes you'll see like either numbered lists, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you'll see bulleted lists. Okay, those are with the little dots on the side, and you can change what those dots are. But for right now, let me just show you to make a list item. You are going, or a list in general, the ones with the bullet points. We're going to use UO as our opening tag for, UL as for unordered list. So right here, this begins our unordered list. Now, every item in your list is going to be identified as being a list item. And actually, technically, since the body should be tabbed in 1, a lot of programmers use tabbing to show containment. So these are contained within the body, so they're tabbed at level 1. The paragraph should be tabbed at level 1 as well, like 1 tab in. If this were contained within the paragraph, if I wanted to put an unordered list within my paragraph, then I would have them tabbed at a level 2. But right now they're tabbed at level 1. Each list item can be tabbed at a level 2. Now this is, you know, you can choose to do this with your students or not, but it is something that professional programmers use to easily identify how things are contained within each other in an HTML document. So you say list item, and maybe I'll say I've taught, I like cats. You know, maybe the name of this is my likes or something like that, cats. And then I want to make another list item here. I can say cooking, right? I can make another list item here. So these are all, you know, you want to use bullet points for these because there's no like order of these, right? Cooking, I can say I like to, you know, I don't know, watch television. I don't know, kind of a boring like, but this is how you can make it. So that's what makes a bulleted list. And then at the end of each list item, you close each list item off. And at the end of the list, you close the list off. Now, let's say that I want to identify certain television shows that I like, right? I can, or let's say that I want to identify different things that I like to cook. So here, within this list item, before I close it, I can, at a level 2 tab, I can say I want to start an ordered list, OL. Now, the ordered list, I want to put a list item in the ordered list. Now watch what happens here. So list item here becomes a number, okay? I like to cook noodle dishes, okay? And let's say I start another list item, okay? And I'd like to cook, I like to bake bread, right? And so you're getting the point of this. And I like to make cakes. And then let's say that I want to list the type of cakes that I like to make. So I'll start an unordered list here, right? And then I have another list item within my unordered list here, tabbed at this level 4, list item here, and I can say red velvet. So you can kind of see that this is showing, you know, and you'll notice that there by default it gives you a square bullet instead of the rounded bullet to show that it's contained within this list, which is contained within this other unordered list here. So this is a way that you can create items that are separated. The list items themselves, they are line items, so that the next list item starts on a separate line. And it really forces you to understand containment in a way that, like, when you start a new line here, it forces you, before I end one list, I can add another list inside of it. But then as I close it out, I have to sort of back out of my my opening brackets by closing them. So here you can see that if I type here, or if I click on here, it will highlight where this opening bracket began. If I click here, it'll show me, okay, this is where this list in particular started and ended. This right here is just one single list item within this larger unordered list here. Okay, and that's it.